Oh, shoulda, coulda, woulda is it's your enemy.
Yes.
There is no, there's not really an answer to that. So, what what do you do with all that? There's a term in actually a type of therapy, dialectical behavioral therapy. Was probably my all-time favorite. It's based on kind of an Eastern, and I want to say her name was Marsha Linehan, who's the one that created it. And basically, she talks about the emotional mind and the wise mind. And so when we're all over here in our emotions, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but the reality, okay, is to understand it just is what it is. And so what's required is radical acceptance, which is another term, I suppose, for forgiveness or even grace. And that's to know that we don't have all the answers. I mean, we're limited in what we can know in this world, and obviously we're limited in the other person, whoever's struggling. So radical acceptance means, it is what it is. It was what it was. That's the past. I'm in the here and now. This is today. What's my best way of moving on? And I think, like, for my uncle, my hope would be that he would not want us to hold on to that, the guilt. I wouldn't. If whenever my time comes, I would hate for any of my family members to I kind of worry, because not worry, but I try not to worry, because worry helps take you down these paths that you don't necessarily want to go. But if something happens and I pass away because of cigarettes, because of cancer or whatever, the last thing I want is for my loved ones to think we should have done more. No. Who's responsible for smoking? Me, only me. I know they love me. I know they would love that I would stop. Symphony, lots of people in her life would love to see her stop, but it's hers. My uncle's drinking was his. My uncle's, he was depressed for a long time. He was going through some really bad things, and he chose not to go seek out mental health. He chose not to go into rehab. He chose his life. And so even though we can look at someone with addictions and say, oh, well, they're not really in their right mind, no, they're not. But they are too. They are still responsible for their life. And we just have to accept that. The cool thing about that, though, is if you think about it, I don't want anybody else to be responsible for my life.
Definitely not. I'm not down to be a puppet.
No. So there's freedom there. I want you to think about that. There's freedom. And I think that's a big piece of breaking free from addictions is really getting into that, your own heart space, your own desire to live, your own desire to clean yourself up, your own desire to feel better and be better for that other person, or the people around you. But it's all, it's all right here. So
yep. And I will say the person that I helped with the fentanyl situation, they had, I mean, it wasn't a massive support system, but they had a heck of one. I mean, I did a video call with like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
And that person was there for the first half of the call and then hung up the phone so that me and their support system could all speak. And then they called me back afterwards and we worked out a plan, and that was how we did it. Like, but the fact that they had that support system was just amazing. And I mean, they understood that there was a little bit of disappointment there. Like, I mean, one of them was a parent of this person. They understood that you know, the parents obviously gonna be a little disappointed, like, dang, my kid went, like, what? You know, so it's gonna, you know, they understood that. But they also understood that their parent was going so far out of their way to help them in any way they could, and they were standing behind them, like, yeah, and I that was them, not, I'm not giving any kind of gender, just to clarify that, but they were standing behind them the whole time, rooting, like, you got this, you can do this, you're welcome to message me if you need me, I love you, I'm so proud of you for taking this step. Those last words right there was the powerful piece that they needed to truly feel like they were able to do this, and that they weren't solely alone. Like they knew they were disappointed, but they knew that they were still there.
They knew they were
and loved. I think for this person, that was the key factor. And not everybody gets that. So that being said, okay, if you don't get that, well, what else can you do? Where else can you find a support system? Where else can you find a group of people to have your back? I mean, there are definitely places and things available. But knowing that that was one of the biggest keys to this person's success, I felt like I had to share that, because it truly was. So, like, for her to say that she's proud of me for trying to quit cigarettes, because she said that to me too, that was huge to me. That was one of the things I held on to, and I was having my crappy days, okay? So if you're able to make some kind of statement like that, for the person that is making the effort, it truly does go a long way, and you probably don't even realize how deep that goes for them. So just keep that in mind as well. If you're in a position where you're able to give them that comfort, oh my gosh. The relief, it eases something inside that makes it more tolerable. It's almost like this will be worth it, because some kind of other thought track that follows. It's interesting what willpower can do when a simple thought guides it.
I think it's pretty incredible what love will do too. And you know, love looks different. Sometimes love is, I can't do this with you anymore. I can't watch you do this, and I need to take care of myself, or I need to take care of myself and my children, or what have you. So sometimes the most loving thing you can do is close the door. Other times, you know, as in this situation, I know this person as well and was not as involved as Tiffany, but I was there a little bit, and they had a ton of support.
It truly was incredible. I mean, I've helped quite a few people through stuff, and I've never seen support quite like that. So don't get me wrong, that is not that's not a very common thing.
No, it's not. And so don't go looking for that.
Yes. Don't seek it out. And that's why I said, if you don't have that available, what can you find? What can you get?
Where can you go?
Because you can find something that will suit your needs. You need to know where to look. So one thing we are going to do for you is we are going to post links to find some help with addiction after this.
Because some of us, you know, when we've dug our hole big enough, when we've hurt all our family members and our friends, and you know, it seems like everybody has turned our backs on us. You know, what do you do then?
And it's unfortunate how common it is.
That's where we really truly need to take some responsibility.
Yes.
When we can wake up and say, oh, well, you know, they turned my back on me because they kind of deserved it. I have hurt. I have, you know, taken resources from my family. I've stolen. I've lied. You know, I've lied. I've, you know, grabbed whatever I could so that I could hawk it over here. I mean, when those kinds of things are happening,
They had to put their boundaries.
That's a boundary. So you got to be able to look at it from both sides of the coin, and you've got to be able to say, okay, just because I didn't have all that love and support in my family, well, did I deserve it? Did I earn it? Am I responsible for that? Okay, then, maybe others will say, well, that's not my kind of family. If they would have been supportive, it eventually it still comes down to you yourself. And if you don't have family and friends to turn to, ask yourself why. And, is there something I need to be doing different? And then go get yourself some help, because, as Tiffany said, and, there'll be links for you. There's always help out there. And does it come from strangers? Yeah, but you know what? The strangers in the mental health system and in the rehabs and, groups, AA, NA.
Pretty much all of them do what they do because they want to share the love.
Yes, because they've been there themselves, or family members, or whatever. It has
they have a higher understanding,
affected their life. Yeah, and then of course AA and NA. Those are your peers.
I was gonna say, aren't the people that instruct the classes? Aren't they also?
Mm-hmm, but they're not even instructors. They are each in.
Oh really? Mm-hmm. See, I don't know. Like I said, mine was a fentanyl thing. This was that side. So we're different. Yeah. So I'm learning right now too.
Yep. And I get this from my hubby. No, everybody there is an alcoholic. And so yeah, somebody has to come in.
So even like the leader of the class or whatever that day is still.
Yeah, it's basically, they're there just to give a structure.
Gotcha.
Here's where we're meeting, here's some coffee. Here's
John's got snacks tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's it.
Okay.
And they do a sponsorship, a one-on-one. So you can ask someone to be your sponsor.
Now that was the same with the person that was on the fentanyl.
Oh, okay,
as well.
really?
Yes, they had that system program set up was through their rehab facility, and so different rehab facilities do it different ways too, and really look into that. Like if one does not look like it's going to work for you, keep looking, okay? And some are covered on insurance companies, just so you know. Keep that in mind, because if this one over here is not going to cut it, but your insurance is going to help, and this one over here definitely will, but your pocket's not enough, maybe that can make that real for you. But yes, the one that person had gone to,
cool.
They had a sponsorship program. I believe they still text their sponsor, and it's been over a year now.
Nice, and I think that's important.
By the way,
yay.
That's huge.
Yep.
Celebrate everything. Celebrate all the wins. Even one day is a win.
Yeah. I think that kind of sponsorship and, just kind of everybody kind of being in that same kind of boat. I think the beauty of that is there's such understanding.
Yes.
I mean, talk about no guilt and talk about, no judgments.
I have a great example for this. Okay, so my kid had a friend stay the night this weekend, right? And his friend is autistic, ADHD, has a couple things. Okay, no big. The first time his mom brought him over, she let me know, like, he can be a lot. If you need me to pick him up, let me know. Okay, we haven't done that. Great. They've had fun. It's awesome, okay? Well, this time, excuse me, little man made a comment to one of the people that lives in the house about smoking, and, well, if it's so bad for you, then why do you do it? Okay? Lacking the understanding. Now, we're understanding of his disabilities, don't get me wrong, but I could totally see why that would take an adult off guard. Like, what did this kid just say to me? Like, so they were really confused. Well, then, we have a pool table, and said adult came back in from playing pool towards the end of the night before they went to bed, and the kid was like, filthy smoker, filthy addictive smoker, or something like that, right? Okay, so that's a lack of understanding, and that's a lack of acceptance, right? So, yeah, so definitely a great example for that, and I am really tired. I do not remember where that was going and what led to it. I know it was leading, like, there was a reason I brought this up.
I'm not sure either. The difference, because
No, sir. Sorry. Kitty wants to be in the shot.
Kitty.
Trying to knock down a picture.
Oh, I think because I was saying the beauty of the sponsorship and like the AA is
yes.
You have that support and the understanding.
So the issue is that this kid's oblivious to all of it, okay? If said adult goes to this kid and tries to get help quitting, right, what are they going to do? They're going to be like, well, you just don't do it. Yeah. Like, but if you go to somebody who has quit before or who has tried or whatever, and you ask them to help you do it, they're way more understanding. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, you need lollipops, sunflower seeds, gummy bears, you need a blankie, a nice TV, and a crap load of soda or whatever. Like, but it's not gonna be like, well, you stop. Like, and so yes, having and ow, excuse me. Allergy season has officially kicked in here. Yeah. So the other thing about having that, to me, is that it can be nice that it's a stranger, because sometimes the thing that's really truly eating at you is something that you don't feel like you can tell the people that you know. You might not want them to know that about you or about whoever else or whatever it is. You might feel limited as to who you can talk to. And so to have someone who's not only been there, but who you're also free to be completely open with in a completely non-judgmental environment, those are key ingredients.
Yeah, I think so. Totally key.
If you're going to try, to let go of your addictions, be gentle with yourself.
Gentle.
Forgive
yourself. And you might
have to others, because it might be guilt that led you to the, or not guilt, right. But whatever you call it, revenge that led you to it, whatever the wrong feeling words.
Yeah. But I think both can
me being mad at you led me to me doing this, that thing.
Sure. Sure. And we call that victimhood. So really get clear of the difference between victimhood and taking responsibility. Victimhood is, I'm smoking because you made me mad.
Right. And I very well could have been like, well, my other half pissed me off, so I started smoking again. But no. I was like, well, unfortunately, I just couldn't handle that stress, and I gave in.
Yeah. So there's the realization that's the trigger. But you also know you can't...
That I'm the cause.
That you're the cause.
At the end of the day, I'm the cause.
Yeah. Because as long as we remain victim, we're going to stay in our addictions.
Mm-hmm. So overcoming whatever the ailment is a big step. There's a lot of programs for therapy if people need it. There's a lot of programs to help people with a lot of things. And just to throw one out there right now, a great one is the Scars Foundation, because most of the stuff we're going to put by links in the videos is going to be more to help you overcome the addiction, options to help you find help, right? The Scars Foundation doesn't just help with that. They also help people that have been victims. So, for example, our uncle's suicide, right?
Yeah.
They would come in and help lend ease to the family. Like they if I'm understanding correctly, they do quite a bit. So the Scars Foundation is one that I will add, that I believe that if they don't have it themselves, they at least know where to direct you. And they're kind of there for everyone. The whole point of the Scars Foundation is to heal the scars. And there's such a variety of scars that I believe they kind of have like a plethora of resources to be able to direct people to as they come. And I think some of them are more for the witnesses, the survivors, the bystanders. They're not just focused on the person that's, I don't want to say addicted, because that's not, they do so much that's not proper in this scenario, but and I don't want to say the cause either, because that just sounds kind of like an attack, but
yeah.
So we're also going to add a couple links to try to help those of you that are in that situation where you're trying to help someone out of it, or maybe where you're stuck in a situation where you can't and you just don't know what to do and you need somebody to talk to. I don't know, but we're going to do our best to gather some links together for you, and just know they're not all for like drug addiction or whatever, you know what I mean? There's going to be a nice little variety of resources for you here.
Yeah. And I'll end with, today I'm a smoker, someday my desire is that I won't be, and I'm working on it. We're all works in progress. I've been able to quit a couple times, but so we're always looking for that thing, and we're always working on ourselves, and we're always trying to take that responsibility, and you know, keep at it. Find things that work.
Try to find something positive to replace it with.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like when I started getting angry in those 8 days, I went to the gym. Yep. I hate exercise. And I went to the gym.
Yeah.
But it's a positive thing. See if you can find something like that. A weighted blanket, for example. Blanket. Or maybe you get a worry stone and you just rub the crap out of that guy.
Yeah. You know, get creative. Let your creativity help you.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I had suggested to Tiffany, I suggest to her, but I don't take my own advice sometimes. So
Ditto.
But that's life.
We trade.
We trade. You know, hey, have you thought about this? Hey, have you? That's why we do this, because I get a lot from Tiffany. You know, I mean, she's like, hey, mom, do this, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll give it a try. So when she was, you know, I'm like, put a stone in a cup for every day, because when you go to AA, you get chips for, you know, time spent for being sober. Do the same thing with cigarettes. Do some kind of, you know, make a one thing is in particular about cigarettes is they're very ritualistic.
Yes.
Think about it. We want them at certain times for certain reasons, in a certain way, and it's got to be the same way every time. So
get
OCD,
creative. Can you stash suckers around your house?
Can you get creative?
I mean, yeah. I know it's not legal everywhere, but Colorado's a very weed friendly state. So I mean, if that's something that is for you, maybe you roll some joints instead, because they have the shape of it. Maybe try sunflower seeds. Aren't that bad. You know, you can try different things, or maybe you meditate instead. Yeah. Maybe you turn it into a meditation. Maybe every time you crave, you say, you know what? I'm just going to write down why I'm angry and burn it. Or I'm going to take deep breathing for 10 deep breaths or whatever. And try to find some kind of positive replacement for that moment. And make sure you don't limit yourself, though, because if my positive replacement is, well, I'm just going to cuddle my kitty. What am I going to do when I'm at Walmart and I don't have my cat? What am I going to go cuddle a stranger? I'm angry. What are you doing? Get off me. I don't know you. You know, so make sure that it's achievable and logical. Not logical, realistic. And it's okay to have multiples. But make sure you have something no matter what. Whether you're at your mom's, whether you're at Walmart, a doctor's office, or your own home.
I'm doing Kundalini yoga, which I'm absolutely love. But part of the yoga practice is meditation. And so I found one on addictions.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So look that up too, maybe. Because she's been raving about this Kundalini stuff for a minute now.
My back. Oh my God. I mean, I have no pain.
And you're sitting a lot straighter than you used to, too.
Yep. So it's been phenomenal. But I love the addiction meditation thing, because it's helping kind of rewire the brain. And of course, it's all about, kind of opening the spine and the chakras and that kind of thing, and a lot of heart work. So a lot of that heart work is being gentle with yourself. So, and it ebb and flows. So, but I'm giving this a try. I haven't really, I haven't limited myself with cigarettes at all. I'm just playing with the meditation and just, trying to commit myself to the meditation and kind of see what happens. But so it's a cross between trying to make yourself do the right thing and being gentle with yourself as you're doing it. So, and what's Tiffany got?
I went out and got myself a nice little worry stone. You can see it's super smooth, right? So people don't even have to know that I'm doing it. I could just sit here and go like this. And the only thing you see moving really is my thumb, right? Well, that faces your in the inside of your body, right? So like, you can look like you're just sitting there, chilling. You can't even see it through this side.
Or share.
That's a great way to do it in public.
Yeah, but share because, oh my God, if you took that out instead of, sorry guys, I'm trying
walking
to
around Walmart like this,
you're probably going to get a good job, Jeez, how's that working?
Oh, where did you get one?
So,
I need one of those.
Yeah.
They make stones for that? Yeah, they even make, mine is completely smooth, but they even make worry stones that have little like indent meant specifically for the finger to rub through. Like it's perfect to hold your fingers. So there's so many methods, and just keep that in mind along your journey. Test different things, have different options. And
let us know.
Let us know
to hear from you.
What has helped you.
Yeah.
What have you tried? Maybe there's a method that we haven't thought of and that they haven't thought of. Let's share.
Yeah, because really, we're all in this together. I mean, we all have them in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
Things that we've been able to clear out of our lives. Things that we're still working on. So let us know.
And if there's anything you want us to touch on a little more, constructive criticism, anything like that, let us know. And if there's a video you would like us to do, we'd be happy to help.
Yeah. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, okay?
And, I mean, send this to someone who you think might get some use out of it, They might not watch it right away, but maybe when they're having a bad day, they'll be like, you know what? I wonder what that was all about. Let's try to help each other.
We all know someone. That's all we're doing.
Yep.
Okay.
So thank you for joining us.
Thanks.
See you next time.
See you next time.